Hi, in this video we will talk about lexical relation of words. So let's get started. But what is lexical relation? Okay, lexical relation is a culturally recognized pattern of association that exists between units in a language. Lexical reflection is defined into 11 topics: synonymy, antonymy, ephonymy, prototypes, homophones and homonym, polysemy, metonymy, collocation, wordplay, metonymy, and metaphor. So let's begin with the first one. Synonymy. According to you, who wrote the book, um, The Study of the Language, he said that synonyms is the two or more words with a very closely relation. So, for example, almost, nearly, big, large, boy, purchase, car, automobile, and so on. Did you notice that it's a closely relation of these words? For example, quick, fast, listen, hear, bring, carry, freedom, liberty, and so on. Well, let me tell you something about. You said something really important in his book. He said the importance of sameness. So there are some occasions when we use a synonym, so we need to be careful when we are using those synonyms. For example, I can say his answer is wrong, but I can say his reply is wrong. But in the second one, that sounds something really odd. So another important aspect, but that this is something related with informal and formal ways. So I can say my father purchased a large automobile, and I can say my father's bought a big car. So as you can see in the second one, that sounds really casual and informal. In the first one, that sounds something really formal. So there are some ways that we can use synonyms. So if we want to describe someone who is really mad, we can say he is dodgy, he is angry, and so on. So there are different ways to describe someone. For example, if you want to describe someone who is happy, you can say she is cheerful, and so on. So let's continue with the next one. Okay, let's continue with antonymy. Antonymy is the true form with the opposite meaning. For example, alive, dead, big, small, happy, sad, true, false, rich, poor, old, new, single, married, and so on. So antonymies are usually divided into two groups. The second one is gradable, and the second one non-gradable. When we speak about gradables, in this type of antonymy, you can use comparative sentences. So, for example, I can say my house is smaller than yours. So, we are using an antonymy that is small, and we are using comparative to describe someone. For example, smaller, we add the E in the R. So, non-gradables are they also called complementary pairs. So, for example, when we say someone who is, for example, someone who is dead, we cannot say deader or someone more deep or so and so on. So, basically we can say my grandparents are dead. When you do that, or when you say that sentence, you are describing the action, and when you say this, you are trying to say that. So as I tell you, when we use non-gradables, we do not use comparative forms. So just the sentences and that's it. So we are going to talk about hyponymy. Okay, hyponymy is one word that is related with another word. So when you think about one animal, for example, a dog, so you think an animal, you think another. So you think about something, you relate it with someone. So we actually describe economy with someone, for example, an animal dog, poodle, and so on. So I will explain to you someone who is behind of me. So we are going to talk about this, living things, creatures and plants. First we have creature here, and then we have animals and insects. Then we have animal, dog, horse, and snake. Then with dog we have poodles, and in snake we have an ass. And in insects we have an ant and a cricket. So then we have here plants, vegetable, flowers, and tree, vegetable parrot, flowers a rose, and tree, this is a pine and this is a type of tree. So when we discuss about animals, we are trying to say someone who is that is subordinate term that is an animal. And here the horse is a co-economy. And so that's it. So now we are going to talk about prototypes. So prototypes, the concept of prototypes is words that helps explain the meaning of certain words. For example, birds. There are many types of birds. For example, trees. There are many types of trees. For example, table. There are many types of table. So, for example, one dog. It has his own features. So you know that there are different types of dogs in this world. So that is referring to prototypes. So different types of things with his own features. So let's going to continue with homophones. Okay, when we talk about homophones, in the written form, it's different, but when we are talking about it, it's the same. So for example, right and right. For example, two and two. For example, pale and pale, and so on. So let's talk about homophones. So we use homophones when one word is written or spoken has two or more unrelated meaning. So, for example, pupils when we are speaking about students and pupil in the eyes. So, for example, in a race that is a contest of a spirit or a race that is an ethnic group. So, let's talk about posemi. Posemi can be defined as one form written or spoken that have multiple meanings that are all related. So, for example, I can say a date. As you can see, there are different days that is the time or day that is a meeting with someone. Okay, let's talk about wordplay. So, we use wordplay in a humorous effect or in a good situation or a funny situation, we can say that. So, or an enjoy moment. So, then we're going to continue to talk about metonymy. What is metonymy? Metonymy is the relation between two words that are based in a daily experience. For example, when you say the crown, you're related with the king, right? Okay. For example, when you say the president, you're related with the White House, and so on. So let's talk about metaphors. So metaphor is a phrase that does not carry the same meaning. Well, when we are talking about something that is really different. So we use metaphor when we are trying to refer a situation, but it's not in a literal way, so it's not literally, but you are trying to say something else. So, for example, I can say he is a black sheep, or he is the black sheep in his family. You're not trying to say that he's a black sheep. No, you're trying to say that his character is different. It's totally different in a normal family. But when you say it's a dog life, you're not trying to say that he has a dog like dog has. No, you're trying to say that his life is miserable or is, I don't know how to say it, is poor or something like that. Okay, so let's continue talking about collocation. So when we use collocation, it's something like that it's going to occur or something like that, like tend to occur with other words. For example, when you say salt and lemon, so when you say salt and pepperoni and pepper, sorry, when you say husband and wife, so that is when we call collocations. So here I have a mind map about lexical relation of words. The first synonym we are discussing that has a close meaning. There are some ways to describe synonyms, remember that, and the importance of synonyms, remember? So let's continue with antonymy. We say that it's the opposite of the meaning. So let's continue with prototypes. Prototypes, we say that a meaning of the case word, like remember the case of the bird? So remember the case of the dog? So, well, let's continue with economy. It's when the meaning of one word is included in the meaning of another. So, as I mentioned. So let's continue with metaphor. It's a phrase that does not have carry the literal meaning. So remember the case of the sheep? We already know that. So let's continue with homophones. It's a different written with a same pronunciation. So remember that there are some words that are written in a different way but has the same pronunciation. So let's continue with wordplay. Remember that we say that wordplay we can use for funny and enjoy situations. So let's continue with metonymy, that is the relation between two words. Homonyms, okay, homonyms that has two or more unrelated meaning. Proximity that has multiple meaning, we already know that. So, and the last one, collocation, but as words tend to occur with other words, like remember the salt and the lemon, so that's it. Let's make a review about all these topics, so in a creative way. So, what is falsity? Did you remember what was falsity? So, it's something that has multiple meanings. Okay, what is metaphors? So, we already know that the metaphor does not carry the literal meaning of the word, but is used for something different. Something that is not literal. Did you remember? What is wordplay? Do you remember that wordplay is used for funny and enjoy moments? Here it says two or more words with very close meaning. Did you remember that? Yes, it's synonyms. It says pupil at school, pupil in the eyes. That is one example of homonyms. And the last one metaphor is a dog life. So that's it. So that was all for today. I hope you can learn, you can enjoy this video. So we learned today something else.